Great meet overall. Of course, like we talked about from the very beginning, about the highs and the lows and how you manage those, and we definitely had our share of the lows. You know, the 1,500 meters there was one of the key events for us that we thought moving into the final day, and then to not get a point in that, it definitely stings a little bit. But other than that, you know, the girls did well to rally after that and to go and get fourth and just miss getting second place. Their destined spot, I guess, by 1 point there on the women's side. But big ups and big props to the men for battling back there with Krauser in the jav, Cabral in the hurdles, and then the 4x4 relay team there. And I guess I would be crazy if I leave out that huge win by Mac Fleet there in the 1,500. You couldn't have ran it, scripted it any better. You know, we talked about all year about him being able to have a big finish, and that definitely showed today. So for him to be able to do that was really good.
That lap for you with English announcing that she's going to go pro?
No, actually, it's one of those things that was always a possibility from day one back when school started, and so for her to go and live out her dreams at the next level, we couldn't be more prouder and happy of her for being a Duck, and I'm sure she'll always bleed green and yellow.
What's her legacy?
Oh gosh, you heard it the other day when they were announcing her award. You know, the third fastest time ever for a collegian, and to do that here at Oregon, usually a non-traditional sprint school. So that's legacy enough in itself.
Yeah, I mean, has she changed kind of the thinking about this program?
I don't necessarily know change the philosophy. I would say, if nothing else, it's enhanced the philosophy. It definitely lives to our mantra of being a balanced program.
Did she consult with you about the decision, or when did you know that she was?
Well, it's like I said before, it's always been something that we talked about from the beginning when school started.
When did she tell you for sure that she was going to do it?
I don't know if they necessarily know if anything was for sure, but when you see 1096 pop up on the board, that seems like a pretty good indicator right there.
That last exchange in the 4x1 for the women, I mean, did that kind of set the tone for a shaky day?
I wouldn't say it's necessarily there was a shaky exchange. We've had worse, and we've run just about the same time all year long. We've been a 43 high team every time we've run it almost, except for when we really mess up in two spots. So the exchange definitely had nothing to do with the overall day and the tone. We were definitely optimistic because we were supposed to be fourth and we got fourth.
But it was a day when you needed to kind of exceed expectations.
Absolutely,
right?
And if you just watch down there at the end, we just missed that third spot by a little less than a tenth of a second.
What do you say to Ann and Becca after the race?
Oh
Obviously,
man,
they
my
felt
heart
terrible.
feels and goes out to them. Those are girls that we rely on and count on so heavily in our program, and for them to have that kind of finish to their careers, it's definitely disappointing, not only for them but for us and the fans as well. So definitely just put my arms around them and say what a great job that they've done here for the Ducks, and show them nothing but love.
How about for what Mac has been able to do from September to now?
You know, Mac has been one of those swan song stories. You guys all know his story about being not able to run for a couple of years, and then for him to culminate here as a junior and come back and win the national title at home. Couldn't be more thrilled for Mac Fleet. This you don't get this script in Hollywood.
The women came in obviously with some big hopes, fell a little flat. Did you look at that, as you say, ebbs and flows? That's just track, or is it something you can build on and learn from, or how do you?
I think we've been through this enough to where I think we got enough learning experiences. We don't need any more of those. I know we had talked about not being second anymore, except for this may sting a little bit because I definitely wouldn't have expected third. Second don't seem half bad now, but it's definitely something that we'll go back and look and see if there's things that we could have done better. But I think we definitely gave everything we had on the day and couldn't be more proud of the girls.
Robert, your first full year as head coach. You know, you finished through that. Can you retrospect it a little, or are you how satisfied?
Probably a little too soon to do that. It'll take me a week or so to sit down and decompress and let it all sink in. But if I just start to spit out some of the things that we've done to be able to win 2 national titles and then get a third place and a fourth place for both programs, I think a lot of other schools would want to be in that position.
You know, you just refocus instantly on USAs with the kids that want to do that, or what's
Yeah,
next
we'll have a small contingent that we'll get together and start to prepare for USAs here in about 2 weeks.
Do you know right now who those people are?
Oh gosh,
Can you pick them up, or
no,
is that
I
still
probably
to
got.
be determined. in
It's
some
a
cases?
little bit to be determined depending on how they came off this meet, but of course the stars and those kids that did really well, those are kind of no-brainers.